y'all, it's Betsy from Cuttin Corners Vinyl in Nederland, Texas, and today we have a fun video for you. Now, some of you may or may not know that last week on Thursday and Friday, I was at the ISS show in Houston, Texas, which if you're not familiar with the ISS show is, it is the Imprinted Sportswear show. And one of my main goals, other than doing a meet and greet while I was at the specialty materials booth on Friday, was to purchase a dye sub printer, or dye sublimation printer. I've had a lot of questions over how to do it, so I jumped on in and purchased one. Now, I purchased the Sawgrass SG400. I purchased it for $550 from Sublimation 101. They had them in stock so I could take it home that day, which I did. And it came with the Text Print R sublimation paper. So we're going to go over the basics of dye sub printing and do a tutorial on how to use it. So we're going to be using the Text Print R paper. I have a Bella and Canvas V-neck white slub shirt, and this one is 50% polyester, 37% cotton, and 12.5% rayon. So this will take dye sub ink. It is not as vibrant as whenever you are printing on a 100% polyester shirt, but it will still work. And I didn't have time yet for my 100% polyester shirts to come in, so I figured we'd go ahead and play with it. Now, my heat press is preheated to 400 degrees, and in the pack of paper, it comes with instructions that tells you for the soft link tees, which is 100% polyester, but as I said, we're doing one that's 50% polyester so it can take that kind of heat. So it says to preheat to 400 degrees, and you're going to heat it for 45 to 55 seconds, which I have my time set for 55 seconds on light to medium pressure. Now, these you do have to mirror. So without further ado, if you'll give me a moment to get the camera angle changed, I will show you how to set up your print design. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is choose the file that you're going to use for your print. Now, I chose this Let Freedom Ring file from Love SVG. It is one of their free files. I do have a link in the description box. Now, this is for personal use only. If you want to do this to sell, you can either choose a single commercial license for $2. You can get a yearly commercial license for all the files that you download off of there for $60. Or if you pay $129, you can have the lifetime commercial access. Now, remember, the link in the description box is an affiliate code, so if you do pay for anything, I do earn a small commission off of it. So I've already downloaded this zip file. So now we're going to go ahead and go to Cricut Design Space. Now you can send this to print from any program, but a lot of you are familiar with Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to also do this for Brother Scan and Cut and Silhouette Studio. But I figured we would start with Cricut Design Space because this is what you're going to be most familiar with, or a lot of you are. So I'm going to go ahead and go to our upload file. I'm going to go to Upload Image, Browse. I'm going to go ahead and choose the Let Freedom Ring SVG cut file, the actual PNG file, and click Open. So as you can see, it's right there. We're going to go ahead and choose the image type as simple because it is a very high contrast image for our trace. And because it is a PNG, it has a clear background, so we don't have to worry about deleting anything out of it. Now, if we were just saving it as a cut image, you can save it like that, and then, as you can see, that's what it looks like as a cut image, but we are going to use it as a print then cut image. So we're going to select that where it has the green box around it. We're going to click Save. Okie dokie. Now I'm going to select that file and insert the image. Now, the only issue whenever you're doing this through the Cricut is it will only print a certain size because it has to have weave borders around it. So we need to change our width of this design down to 9 inches. There we go. Now we are going to go ahead and click on Make It. So as you can see, that fits right into the borders whenever we go to print it. Now, because this is dye sublimation and we're going to put it on the shirt backwards like we would as regular HTV, we're going to go ahead and click on Mirror Image. We're going to click on Continue. We're going to click Send to Printer. I'm choosing the Virtuoso Print Manager, which is, actually I'm going to go ahead and choose the Sawgrass SG400. That is the actual printer. And I'm going to go ahead and click on Print. Now, if you'll give me a moment to get the camera angle changed, I will show you everything else we are going to do. So, this is the Sawgrass SG400. So, whenever you're loading your text print paper in, you load with the text print backing facing up. So we're going to go ahead and load that in there, open up our paper tray so it doesn't fall all over the place. Now we're going to go back to the printer setup page on Cricut, which earlier I didn't tell you, you need to make sure to turn off the bleed because that adds a outline around it, which is great when you're doing a print and cut, but when you're not doing a print and cut, you don't need that. So whenever you're doing a print and cut, it looks like this. Without the print and cut, you can see that it has everything around it now. Okay, so this is our dye sublimation transfer. So what I need to do now is take my scissors and just trim off the black box, because if you don't trim off the black box, guess what, kiddos? It ends up on your shirt. And what's really neat about dye sublimation, and this is pretty much the same thing that Cricut is doing with infusible ink. That's why it is required for, I think it's 95% polyester is the shirts that they're selling, and 5% spandex. That's why it has to be those man-made materials and not natural materials, because it actually bonds with the polyester fibers in the shirt. So as you can see, it looks something like this. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is walk over to our heat press just like normal. And I haven't played with the color settings a lot, so we're going to play with making brighter images, but this is just something fun to kind of show you the basics of it, and we are going to get more in depth with this as well, because this is a lot of fun. So I'm loading my t-shirt on just like I normally would. I'm going to take my t-shirt guide, lay it on the top two corners, take my design, and hold it up to the light so that way I can fold this in half. There we go. But I'm not sure if you can see, but I'm lining up the flag so that way I have a center mark. We're going to lay that center mark just like we normally would onto the shirt. Okay. Now, going to grab my Teflon sheet, which you don't have to use the Teflon sheet with this. I'm using it to help keep the transfer in place. You can also use the Teflon tape, which is available on our website. Now, what's really cool about dye sub is there's a lot of different uses for it besides just making this type of shirt. You can also use it with the printable glitters, your regular glitter HTV, and make a cut contour with those. And you get nice, vibrant colors, and it's really kind of neat. You're going to have to see the process. There's so many different things that you can do with it, and I'm super excited to show you. And the cool thing also about this is you only have to press it once. Now, the thing with this is you have to be very careful when you're removing the transfer sheet off of the shirt, because with the dye sublimation process, how it actually works is it turns the ink on the paper into a gas, and it infuses with the shirt. So if you move it while it's still hot, you will get shadowing. So you want to be careful and make sure that your transfer and stuff don't move. So we can go ahead and take that off. Now we can go ahead and grab. You see where I left that on there? But it's okay. But look how cute that is. And that is in the fabric. And as I said, if you do this on a 100% polyester shirt, it's going to be a lot brighter, but it bonds in with this fabric, so like they can't feel anything on here. So as you can see it through the background. There's no texture to this at all. It is just the shirt. But whenever you do it on a shirt like this, it gives it that nice, soft, distressed kind of feel. Now, remember, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that will notify you when I post new videos, which is every single weekday, Monday through Friday. Don't forget to check us out on all of our social media, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, as well as, I guess that's it. Too many things going on. But I guess that's it. So we'll see you on the next one. Bye.